Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at, well, basically, to cut a long story short, whether you should summon on the Dragon Ball Heroes Special Extreme Z banner. Now there's a couple important things to know. Firstly, this banner features only Heroes units. So the Heroes units are the only featured ones, but Heroes units are also the only ones you can pull SSRs of. So the thing with this banner is it's great for picking up Heroes units in general. The other really important thing is that Heroes is not having a celebration after this one. So this is the last Heroes celebration ever. So if you want to catch up on all the Heroes units or the Extreme Z Awakening units or Heroes units you've missed out over the years, this is going to have to be the banner for you. It also gives you blue coins, and those blue coins can be spent on Heroes units as well, which we'll be taking a look at in another video, but for now is something obviously you may want to consider. So to cut a long story short, at this point, obviously the big elephant in the room is Heroes units. So they're not getting celebration after this, we know that, they've told us that, but they do say they'll continue to be strengthened. Now these units are being easy aid now. The easy aids are pretty good, but if you're summoning on this banner, you're summoning for units that are easy aiding now. On top of that as well, I wouldn't necessarily say you want to summon on this banner if you A, cannot do the Dragon Ball Heroes Extreme Z battle, like if you can't do it, and B, if you do not plan on summoning on the main Heroes banner at all. Although this is a much cheaper way to get older Heroes units, these units are very likely only going to be kept relevant by any potential EZAs to Heroes that exist on the banner that will be coming out a bit later. So before you summon on this, I would probably say a precondition has to be that you're going to be willing to summon a little bit at the very minimum on the other Heroes banner. If you are, then consider summoning here. If you are not going to summon on that banner, you do not need to summon here. You don't need these Heroes units to complete the Extreme Z battles or Extreme Z areas. You can do that fully free to play. If you are interested in Heroes, but you maybe don't want to summon on the new banner or you're uncertain, you can maybe do one summon if you want to, if you're just looking for a bit of help. The Heroes units are quite a bit of fun. There are some of them as well that are actually good on other teams. So I always say like the best Heroes units are units that are good on other categories. So for example, like God Trunks is good on Time Travelers. Mechikabura, he's good on any like category that he's on because he has no category requirements. Whereas like Xeno Pan is very specifically good on a crossover team. So immediately you can kind of see a limitation in her as a character. And when you're summoning those characters that don't have those limitations, I find they're a bit easier to run. But at the same time, it's entirely up to you. Like, for me, you should never be summoning for hero stuff if you don't like the concept of heroes. Like, ultimately, these units are never good for a long period of time. If you're summoning from I want the meta, I want the top units, they're going to be really good now, and then they just fall away. That's how Heroes units are. They're good for like 3-4 months, and then boom, they fade away until their next celebration. Because they're not getting another celebration, we don't know. We have no idea what's going to happen. There are some really cool units on here though, like the Goku and Vegeta family supports. I think those are really cool. I think God Trunks is not bad. I think Mechikabura is pretty good. I think there are good units here. I just think if you're specifically looking and you're like, wow, I really want to, like, these units are going to help out my teams. These units traditionally only help out the heroes and crossover teams. They don't, they help out time travelers because they're all on there. But some of them are limited, some of them don't mesh well, some of them need other heroes units. All that sort of stuff is difficult when you're summoning on a banner. Can't guarantee you're going to get the absolute perfect everything. I do like some of these units, and I think some of them are great. And yes, I think if you are willing to summon for heroes, you can go for it. 30 stones, 3 rounds, it's a good discount. All of these units have good easy A's, I don't see a problem with it. The only thing is don't pull for heroes if you're not going to summon on the main banner. You're probably going to need those units. You're going to need the leaders on there. You're going to need those units for when they're easy A to give these guys, to keep them relevant. I would just say, yeah, that's the precondition.